What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video from Triple R Outdoors. On the last video, we was able to see my brother Chanley, my father-in-law Mr. Allen, and myself take some good bucks on the first weekend of rifle season. I try to keep our videos pretty short, so we're going to jump right into it. On this first hunt, I'm trying to get my first crossbow kill, so we're going to jump right into it. Some fireworks going off behind us. It is Wednesday, January 1st, 2025, New Year's Day. We've slipped into a place we call the Bow Field. I'm packing my new Christmas present from Mr. Allen and Miss Teresa. Got the crossbow with me this evening. We've had several big does come into this field and a couple bucks. So that's about 2:30. We slipped in, got my new camera arm hung up. Got the buddy camera arm with me. It moved good yesterday. Wind's not very good, but we're gonna chance it today and see. This is the field I killed 78 in last year. And just like I said then, it is close, we're tight. Further shot's probably 35 yards on either side, so if they cooperate, we're gonna let this long gun go and see what happens. So y'all sit tight. Even though I chose not to shoot the doe that I seen, Mr. Allen was able to get an 8-point across the road from me, and we got some pretty cool video of him, his deer, and new baby Russ.
Hey, boy. Hey, Russell, you better wake up. You better wake up. So now I'm back at it on the mountain. We're going to take you to a few hunts. We had some really good sits. Was able to get some really cool footage off of a few hunts. So we're going to jump right into these and see if we can't get some bucks on the ground.
Alright guys, we're back on the mountain road in the Christmas tree blind. It's about 2:30, so, but it's so quiet today. The only thing I hear right now is a squirrel barking, so we may do some rattling, may do some grunting, just to see what we can stir up. So y'all sit tight and we'll see what happens. It's Sunday, January the 5th. We're back at the road again. This will be our third sit in a row here. Saw a lot of deer yesterday evening again. Got a front moving in tonight that's bringing in the really, really cold weather. It's coming in next week, so it's rainy right now. The wind's supposed to whip. Right now it's okay. Wind's kind of iffy for here today, but we don't have many more chances to see it, so we gotta make do with what we got. So we got a lot of scent out right now. The 7-point we've had on camera came in last night about 10:30. It's been a long time since we've seen him, and he showed up again at 8 o'clock this morning, so he is in the area, and I would definitely shoot him if he gives me the opportunity. Chandler's sitting in the mountain it's probably 40 yards up the road from me, so he ain't far. He could come out on him too. The weather's right for them to be on their feet, so we're gonna get set up and see what they do. So y'all sit tight, we'll see what happens. these cameras don't pick up well in low light. I mean, it's still plenty of daylight left. Just can't pick up anything in here, so I'm not 100% sure who he shot. We're gonna sit here for a little bit longer and go try to get him. Be really cool to double up if something will cooperate here. So, sit tight and see what happens.
They're still in the state. He said he's gonna sit tight. I'll go check and see what happened. Maybe laying out there. Standing right here. That's not very good, bud. I feel like I made a good shot. Just let it go. Alright, God. I couldn't film dragging him out or finding him. He didn't get much of a blood trail.
Alright, folks. We finally made it out. Had some deer at the trough. Chandler killed this one about 30 minutes ago. But funny story, I was talking him into coming down there and sitting with me on the road, and I didn't see anything but does and spikes, so it all worked out. But we're gonna try to get out from up here without boogering a whole lot up. And we'll take some better pictures of them and everything when we get to the processing, so we ain't gotta rush too much tonight. About 160. Alright, folks, that's a wrap on this one. Get a video coming soon. Chandler was able to take a pretty good 8-point on the mountain field. So congratulations on that, Chandler. On our next hunt, I'm trying to get after a doe, a buck, or whatever, step out to try and get my first crossbow kill. Stay tuned, let's see what happens. Monday, January 6th. That pattern change is here. It is cold. It's been cold all day. Spitting a little bit of snow this morning. Got my school stuff taken care of and came on back to the house. Took off this week. One more week to spend with Mallory and Russ. And I'm going to do a little bit of hunting too. We're at some family lease we got just down below the house. We haven't hunted much this year. There's been a bunch of does come out here recently. Me and Daddy said early, I think it was the first weekend, maybe the second weekend of the season. Had a pretty good buck on camera for a couple days, but it's been kind of slow there. But like I said, we do have a bunch of does here. So I got the crossbow with me. We may send a bolt down range and see what happens. I also brought the rifle just in case. So we're in a shooting house I bought and fixed up several years ago. It's nice and tight, windows small, so this thing, wind blowing, shouldn't bother us as much. It's right about 3 o'clock. This is a great place to slip in and hunt late. We'll see if this cold gets them on their feet. So y'all stick tight and we'll see what happens.
All right, folks. Just let one go on a doe. Felt pretty good about the shot, and then I went back and looked at the footage, and she ducked hard. One of those things I've had it happen to me before. So after that, didn't feel as confident. Got down there and checked the bolt, and it's got hair and meat and stuff all over it, but I hadn't seen any blood, so I backed out. Got everything back to the truck. I'm gonna run to the house, get my hands warmed up a little bit, pull the SD card and see if I can get a little better look at it and make a better decision. So sit tight and we'll be back and see what happens. All right, folks, we fixing to ease back in there with some lights and take a little better look at it now that we've gotten warmed up and got some better lights and stuff. We'll take the truck down in there and see if we can't find some blood. Find some blood, make me feel better about it. So y'all sit tight and we'll see what happens. All right, folks. It is Tuesday, January 7th. It's about 2 o'clock. We're loaded up with some corn, some rice bran. We headed to Plantersville. Fill up some troughs. We're gonna find a place to sit. Went back 2 times last night trying to find that doe. Didn't find any blood. Just found what we found on the boat. Just some hair and a little bit of meat, but not a drop of blood nowhere. So I think she ducked it and got up under her hide about her shoulder and she kicked it. So one of them things. We'll keep a watch on the camera and see if she comes back. Pretty confident that it's not a fatal wound. She'll be fine. Makes me feel a little bit better. If you've done it long enough, especially bow hunting, I'm new to the bow hunting thing, but kind of stuff happens. So I'm glad we didn't find any blood or any trace, any sign, evidence that she might be fatally wounded going off and getting one of them things. So, but anyway, we're gonna find a place to sit down in Plantersville. We're gonna do one of 2 things. I'm either gonna fill up the trough, pull my truck out, go back and sit in the blind, because them deer down there, they don't care. There's been times they were 5 minutes behind me filling up the trough, and here they come. So either do that, we'll go sit in the bow field one, make care of the crossbow there, and try to shoot one of those does been coming out. Been a couple bucks come out there too. Not really anything special, but big enough for a crossbow. You know, it'd be cool to stick one of them. So I'm yet to kill one with a bow, with a compound bow, or with a crossbow. So that might be one of my things I try to get done. We still got, the rest of January and 10 days in February. We start softball here next week, so my days are gonna be numbered. So we're gonna get after them while we can get after them. So y'all stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Again, we're headed to the mountain road where I've had several sightings of different deer, just not nothing I want to shoot. We got some good deer on the Tacticams, but we're going to jump right into this and see if we can't make it happen. All right, folks, it is Wednesday, January 8th. It's right at 1 o'clock. Had some doctor's appointments this morning. Got Russ checked out, pediatrician, everything's looking good. Went and got my bus physical. We headed to the road, headed early. Went and filled up the trough yesterday afternoon. My confidence is high this afternoon, so we'll see if I jinx myself right now or not. But we should at least see some deer. Whether or not it's the deer we want to see, I don't know. We're gonna get on down there and get set up early and see what happens. Y'all stick with us.
guys, I gotta be real quiet. We slipped down in here, got in the blind, opened the back door up, and then I opened my window and got my gun out. And just whenever I was about to take my backpack off, a deer stepped out and he's at the trough right now. He's just a little buck, like a 4-point. Maybe a 5-point, I can't tell. I think it was the same one that I saw make a scrape the other night. I hadn't even got my window open for my good camera yet. So I'm just gonna kind of sit here quiet and see what he does. Try to get set up as we go. I'm gonna flip his phone around and film a little bit with it. I got the iPhone 16 Pro and this camera's awesome, so we're gonna try it out for a little bit. Alright guys, it's about 1:40. That buck that was here when we got in, he's done eased off and there's a bunch of turkeys out, so I'm gonna stop and do a quick interview. I mean, we eased in here, eased to the door. I set my camera down. I opened half of this window to stick my gun out, put my gun in my tripod and tightened it down. And I looked up and here he come out of the woods. I'm fairly certain that's the one I seen the other night. Real small buck, but still, it was neat. They're moving early, so. These turkeys are gonna eat all my dang corn and stuff up, so. I'm gonna hit this rattle back a time or two just to see if I can make a move on off. Set up now. We got plenty of time for things to work. So we're gonna sit tight and we'll see what happens.
folks. It is Thursday morning, January 9th. It's about 4:45. We headed back to the road. Get after one of these bucks. See what we can make happen. It's 22 degrees. I don't know if that's quite right or not, but it's cold this morning. I didn't know that much. We're going to slip in and see what we can make happen. So y'all stick with us. Just had the first bit of action this morning. Some does and some spikes come out. And then one really big broken off one side bug. I hadn't seen him before unless he's one of the ones that we've been getting. And he's done broke his side off, who knows. But it's right at 6:55. We got another deer in the field, so I'm gonna be quiet. Let's see what happens. Alright folks, it's 1:30. After that smaller buck came out, that's pretty much it. A group of turkeys come through and I got on out. Got the trials filled up, come out, got me some lunch. Hung out for a second, now we're headed back in, so hopefully this afternoon's like like it was yesterday afternoon, like it was this morning. We'll just have to see. So y'all sit tight and we'll see what happens. Alright, folks. Made it back to the road. It's right at 2 o'clock. Looks like we got in without spooking anything, so hopefully we get a show just like the last 2 times we've sat. So y'all sit tight and we'll see what happens. Spikes just got after it. That was pretty cool. One of them run them out. One of them run the other out of the field. They blew and made all kinds of noise. So I don't know if anything will come back or not. But it's about 4:45, so it's getting about right. So we'll see what happens. Nasty, rainy, cold weather. Winter storm, winter mix come through this morning. School got let out, so I messed up this morning. Woke up and fed Russ. Checked my camera and he was all in here. So I said I'll get up and get on up here and sit in. Well, about 5 o'clock, I checked it again. It was dead. All that stuff was coming through. Wasn't nothing moving. So my lazy bug decided to sleep in. About 9:20. Alan texts me and says, "Hey, he's out there. You on the road?" I wasn't. So I missed the opportunity this morning. So maybe that won't come back to bite me in the butt, but we'll see. They've been moving pretty good consistently all day. I've been keeping a watch on them, so I'm gonna set up and settle in. We'll see what happens.
I just smoked a new buck. I don't know who he was, but he was pretty. Happened really fast. He just come out of the feeder. I think I made a pretty good shot on him, man. He looked like he was hit hard. Oh man, that happened fast. That's not even the one I was down here hunting. I think he's bigger. We're gonna get calmed down and see if we can't get a game plan. Go and get him out. Heck yeah, son. I'm gonna review the footage and see what we can figure out. Y'all stay posted, we'll see what happens. Alright guys, it's about 3:25. It's been 10-15 minutes since I shot. I'm gonna ease down here to the trough and see what I can see. I went back and looked at the footage. Looked like he was hit pretty hard. Whew, I'm excited about this one. He actually looked bigger after I looked through the footage, so we're gonna take our time. We got plenty of time to track him down and get our hands on him. Only bad thing is he went off a huge hill. We're up here on this ridge, and unless he just piled up right here on top, he went a long ways down. So we're gonna slip in here and see if we can't put our hands on it. So y'all stick with us. Guys. I think it's done. Let's go put our hands on it. Alright guys, we was able to track him down. He didn't go too far off this hill. It's still gonna be a fun drag out. I'm tickled to death. I'm excited. So we're gonna get him out, get him on the truck, get him on back. Maybe Alan will get him one now. We still got plenty of time. We'll see y'all in just a bit.
All right, Russ, man. Not the first deer you've seen, but it's the first deer your daddy killed. Alright folks, that's a wrap on this one. Not a lot of history behind him, he's just one that showed up, but we got it done. So, video coming to you shortly. Maybe we'll get another one down before February 10th. We'll catch you on the next one. So there you have it, folks. Between me, Chandler, Mr. Allen, we were able to put some more deer on the ground. We still got a little bit of time, a few days left to hunt before the season's out, so we're going to see if we can't get after it again and possibly get a couple more on the ground before the season's out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Triple R Outdoors.